In this SUV showdown, we're going to be putting up a 2026 GMC Yukon Denali Ultimate against this 2026 Cadillac Escalade-V. I personally think there's only one obvious winner here. I'll let you guys be the judge. Let me know which one you choose. So you've probably already asked the question as to why I'm going to be comparing these two vehicles, because I mean, at the end of the day, there's a big price difference. Starting with this 2026 Cadillac Escalade-V, we're sitting at $220,937 Canadian. This 2026 GMC Yukon Denali Ultimate here is priced at $151,478 Canadian. So we're sitting at almost a $70,000 price difference between these two vehicles. Now, having said that, I do have to say, since these are both top of the line trims, I think they're both absolutely fantastic SUVs. If really money is no option, if you're approaching the $150,000 plus, I would highly consider these two three-row SUVs. Now, let's compare the two, and we'll start here with the Cadillac Escalade-V. So let's start here at the front. Now, this Cadillac Escalade-V has the Onyx package on it, and it's gonna black out a lot of the accents on the exterior and some of the nameplates as well. Now, let's start here with the headlights. So this is actually your daytime running light, and then this over here, these beads, are your headlights. Now you're gonna get another light indication here at the top as well. When you unlock the vehicle, they are amber colored. Now over here in the front, we can see we've got this nice honeycomb grille here that's blacked out. You're also gonna get an illuminated Cadillac logo too. You've got the camera below that for your 360 camera. Now you're gonna get a light indication around the grille, so it's gonna be lit up, especially at night. It brings out that front fascia of the Escalade. Now you're gonna get parking sensors down below, but overall I gotta say the front of the Escalade-V looks incredible in my opinion. I think it's one of the coolest looking three-row SUVs you can buy on the market. Now over here on the GMC Yukon Denali Ultimate, this one has the Denali Sport Nightfall package, so it's also gonna black out a lot of the accents when it comes to the wheels, the logos as well, as you can see it when we go around it. So both vehicles carry a blacked out package. Now this one here has got C-shaped LED daytime running lights with LED lights. Now in the center here, as you can see with the Denali Ultimate, this one is not gray. This logo here is actually black. That's part of that Nightfall package. Now the grille here is a gray color. You've got a camera right there for your 360 camera. You've got your fog lights down below with your parking sensors. You got a brushed aluminum piece at the bottom there, whereas the Escalade here does not have anything that is chrome or brushed aluminum. But really, I gotta say, the Yukon Denali Ultimate is a beautiful looking vehicle. But let me know what you guys think here at the front of these two. Which one would you choose? Personally, if money's no option, I am going with the Escalade-V. Let me know what you guys think. Let's take a look underneath the hoods and go over the engines. So let's take a look underneath the hoods here of these two SUVs, and we'll start here with the GMC Yukon Denali Ultimate. Powering this SUV is the 6.2 liter V8, 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque, mated to a 10-speed auto. Now the nice thing is GMC still gives you the option for a Duramax diesel in this SUV, so that is a great option if you don't want the 6.2. Now over here, powering the Cadillac Escalade-V is the 6.2 liter supercharged V8, 682 horsepower and 653 pound-feet of torque, mated to the 10-speed. Now this is the only engine option you can get on the Escalade-V, and I do have to say it is mighty powerful and sounds amazing. Now, let me know what you think about the engine options in these vehicles. I do know that GM has had issues with the 6.2, so hopefully that doesn't happen when you purchase any one of these vehicles. But, you know, it is something to note, of course. Now, if I were getting the GMC Yukon Denali Ultimate, personally, I like diesels. I would probably get the 3-liter Duramax diesel. But let's take a look around the two SUVs and then compare the two. So let's take a look around these two SUVs, and we'll start here with the Cadillac Escalade-V. So we're gonna start here with the tire and wheel setup. So we're sitting on Bridgestone tires, a 24-inch wheel here, guys. Incredible, it's massive. You've got this red brake caliper there as well. So this wheel is part of the Onyx package. Now you've got a carpeted liner inside, and this vehicle does sit on air suspension. Now, nothing here on the fenders we can see. We've got a body matched mirror cap here with a camera at the side and a light as well. Now we've got the V logo here, again, blacked out, part of the Onyx package. Now, as we can see here from a side profile view, there is no evidence of chrome or brushed aluminum around it. I mean, it is fully blacked out. And you can see even this trim piece at the bottom there, even the roof rails at the top are all blacked out. Now, the one thing that kind of annoys me is that you only get keyless entry on the front two doors, not the rears. So the Yukon Denali Ultimate, however, gives you keyless entry on all four doors. One cool thing about the Escalade-V is you do get light indications on the handles. So at night, that lights up the handles, which is pretty cool. Now let's take a look inside the Cadillac Escalade-V here. Now I have this set up to be automatic for the doors. You can just have them open manually if you want, but it's just going to depend on the person. Now inside here, we're greeted with the sheer gray interior, as Cadillac calls it. I personally think this is more white, but maybe I'm colorblind. So as you can see here, you've got speakers in the headrest. You've got this beautiful panoramic moonroof with speakers here at the top that are brushed aluminum. And then you have an Alcantara liner, which looks great. The seats themselves are very comfy. You've got some nice perforation here. Now this is your display screen here. It's a 55-inch display screen. It's got 3 separate screens. You've got nice carbon fiber here, speakers on both sides, AKG, really nice leather around it. You've got this nice textured pattern around the center console, and that carries on the doors here with more of that sheer gray. Some more carbon fiber here, some brushed aluminum. Now you do get memory seating only on the driver's side for buttons. Now over here at the bottom of the door panel, you've got that AKG speaker here, Escalade there on the door sill. But overall, the interior here is beautiful. The passenger gets their own screen. You've got HDMI hookups with USB-C plugs down there, your own wireless charging pad, and then more carbon fiber inside here. Overall, the interior of the Escalade-V is beautiful. It looks fantastic. One other thing is you have your seat adjustments here, and it does have massaging seats. Now we'll close this here. You also get this power running board, as we can see. Now, I know the vehicle is a little dirty, guys. It just came in. It will be getting a full hand wash. Now, this is what the back looks like. So you're going to get that sheer gray interior again. Now, here are your seat adjustments. You've got Escalade there on the door sill, and then this is what the door panel looks like. So again, more of that sheer gray color, that texture here, which I do like. I think this is pretty nice. And then over here, you've got your speaker as a cheese grater, and then you've got your carbon fiber with more leather at the top. Now, you do have screens back here. You do get your climate controls. You've got cup holders, 2 HDMIs, and you also get a 120 plug down here, 2 USB-C plugs, and then you have your armrest. Now, the nice thing is with this Escalade, this one does not have the executive seating, which you can get. It is an expensive option, and it gives you the ability to use these seats as the front, so they move automatically. They're heated, ventilated, and massaged. Back here, you only get heated seats, but you know what? It's nice that you have this walkway here. Now, you can move these seats manually by pushing this up twice, or there's a button here to push, and you can have the seat fold flat and then fold up again. This here, you push this twice, and it will fold up just like that. Now I'll show you guys the third row so you guys can see what it looks like back here. So again, you're gonna get more sheer gray of the seat colors, and then you're gonna get USB-C plugs to plug in if needed. And like I said, here's that button to help fold the seat. But overall, that's really it, guys. Hopefully that gave you a decent amount of answers for the Escalade-V. One cool thing is these do have soft closed doors. So if you open the door just slightly, and then you wanna close it just a little bit, it'll suck itself in. Now over here, this is what the back tire and wheel setup looks like. So you're gonna get that red brake caliper there, 24-inch wheel, carpeted liner, and it does sit on air suspension. But as you can see here, there are no decals on the side of it other than that V logo, which kind of makes it a clean look. But let me know what you guys think. Let's go over at that GMC Yukon Denali Ultimate and compare the two. All right, so let's take a look around this GMC Yukon Denali Ultimate and compare it with the Cadillac Escalade-V. We'll start here with the tire and wheel setup. So we're sitting on the 24-inch blacked out wheel here, part of the Denali Sport Nightfall package. Personally, I like the other Denali Ultimate wheels compared to these, but nonetheless, they are still really nice. 24-inch wheel here on Bridgestone tires. You've got that carpeted liner inside with air suspension at the front here. Now on this fender here, we've got the GMC logo here that's blacked out, whereas on the Escalade, we can see there is nothing there. Now over here, we have the body matched mirror cap with the camera on the side and then the light indication. Now here is a side profile view of the GMC Yukon Denali Ultimate. Now for starters, as we can see, there is more chrome around it here on the door sills, and then we've got some more chrome at the bottom, and then the roof rails at the top there are showcased in brushed aluminum. Now you do get the Denali name there, but there is really nothing on the side to signify that it's a Denali Ultimate. But like I mentioned, you've got keyless entry on all 4 doors, which is really nice. I also like the fact that the door handles are chromed out. Now let's take a look at the interior here on the GMC Yukon Denali Ultimate. Now this is a brown interior. They call it woodland mahogany, and I gotta say, it looks beautiful. It may be an acquired taste, but I still think nonetheless it's a really nice interior. We'll start here at the top. You've got your Bose Performance speakers in the headrest. You've got your white stitching and piping, and then we've got some black on the sides of the seat. Seats are perforated, heated, ventilated, and massaged. So you can control your seat adjustments here, and then you're also massaging seats. Now over here on the dash, you've got black here at the top. It is a hard touch. I kind of wish it was a soft touch just to make it feel a little bit more luxurious, but that's just more nitpicky stuff. You've got the ultimate badge there, some wood trim, some brown here, and then you've got your glove box down here. Storage compartment there. You've got some brown leather here with some white stitching, more brown on the center console. Now this one does have a full moonroof, as we can see. You've got lights and then handles as well at the top here. No Alcantara liner here on this one, but nonetheless, I still think this interior is beautiful. Now, as we can see here, this does not have that massive 55-inch display screen. It's got a screen here in the center that's vertically integrated, and then you've got some storage with cup holders there as well, which we'll go over once we're on that side. And then over here on the door panel, you're gonna get some brown leather here with some white stitching, wood trim here, black here at the top, closest to the window. You've got lock and unlock, no memory seating here, which I wish they did put. You've got your Bose Performance Series cheese grater speakers here, and then you've got Denali here on the door sill. But let me know what you guys think compared to the Escalade-V. I still think the Denali Ultimate is a beautiful interior, and you do get that power running board. Now we'll close the front here, and then we'll take a look at the back. Now, this one is cool because this one has the second row executive seating back here. Now, this executive seating package does not come with a center console area, but you do get speakers in the headrest. You've got the brown interior here on the seats with black at the side, and then you've got the white stitching and piping. Now, these seats behave as if they are in the front. They are heated, ventilated, and massaged, which is great. So the nice thing is with this GMC Yukon, if you do get the executive seating package in the Denali Ultimate, you don't get that center area here. You still get that walk-through area, which is nice, and you get the controls of the front seat. So in order to move this seat, you have to automatically do it with this button here, or there's a button here on the side to push, and you can see the seat will move forward or back. It will move the front part of the seat and the back part. So that is nice if you want to just push one button to do it. That is one great thing about this executive seating package. You can move the seat forward and back, but if you need people to go into the third row here, as we can see, you can just go through the center. Now you do get a screen here to control your climate and whatnot there, your heated and ventilated seats. You've got 2 HDMI ports, 2 USB-Cs, and then you've got a 120 plug. Then you also have your cup holders there as well. Now this center console, I will demonstrate once we get into the front, moves back. So that gives the second row seating passengers better access to these controls here and the cup holders. And then you do get your screens here at the backs of the front headrest. But overall, I gotta say this interior here looks great. And then you also have handles to help you get in. Over here on the door panel, you've got brown here, some white stitching. You've got more of that wood trim here, black at the top. You've got a speaker here, then you've got your cheese grater speaker here with the Denali there on the door sill. But that's it for the back here, and these doors are manual. They are not automatic as the Escalade has. Now over here, this is what the back tire and wheel looks like. So again, 24-inch wheel on Bridgestone tires. You've got a carpet aligner in here, and as you probably noticed that you don't get any red brake calipers on this one, but that's really it, guys, for a side profile view. Let's take a look at the backs of the tailgates and compare the two. So in the back here of the Cadillac Escalade-V, we'll start here in the middle. We can see we've got the grayed out Cadillac logo there. We've got two cameras here. One is for your rear camera and one is for your rear camera mirror. You've got Escalade there on the left and then V on the right. Now I love these LED taillights that pretty much stretch from the top to the bottom. You also have a little miniature Cadillac logo there, which is another cool thing. Now, this one being the V, you've got the quad-tipped exhaust tips down there with your parking sensors as well. Now, to open up the back here, there's a couple ways to do that. One, you can open up the glass. There's a button here to push, and then you can open up the glass here just like that. Now, I like the fact that they stow the wiper here in this little lip. And then to open up the full tailgate, all you do is push the bottom of the Cadillac logo, and it will open up just like that. Now, since this is not the ESV, you're gonna get a limited amount of room here, whereas the ESV will give you about a foot more of room. Now, if you open this up here, you're gonna get a little bit of more storage here. You've got a speaker over here, and then over here, you've got a 120 plug. Now, you can put all of the seats down. So the button here on the right, you can push this seat, and it will go down just like that. You just have to make sure that seat is not as far back. And then you can also push down the middle seats as well if you wish, just like that, to make it a full flat floor. Now you can't push the seat in the middle up. You can only do that for the third row. So if you push that and hold it, you're able to do that. That's pretty common nowadays. But overall, this is what the back looks like. And then to close it, all you do is push this button and it will close just like that. So let me know what you guys think about the back of the Escalade. Let's go over on the GMC Yukon Denali Ultimate and we'll compare the two. So in the back here of the GMC Yukon Denali Ultimate, we'll start in the middle. We've got the blacked out Denali name, Yukon on the left, GMC on the right. We've got your parking sensors down below, and then we've got this kind of slate gray brushed aluminum on the bottom there. We've got your quad tipped exhaust there as well. Now, as you can see here with these LED tail lights, they kind of carry into part of the tailgate, but you also get the GMC logo there at the side. Now you also get two cameras. One is for your backup camera and one is for your rear camera mirror, which we'll get into. Now, same type of deal when it comes to getting into the back here. There is a button here on the side that you push, open up the glass, and you're able to get inside. You still have that wiper stowed here in this little lip, and I really like that on, well, pretty much all GM SUVs that are 3-row. It's nice that it, you know, cleans up the back here. And then this one here has a little area to open up the back tailgate. Now, same type of deal here when it comes to the back. It is a limited amount of room, but you've got some brushed aluminum here, which looks nice. You got the GMC logo there. Now, since this SUV has the executive seating in the middle, you cannot put down with any buttons here the second row seats. You can only put down the third row seats. So if I push this button here, I can put down the third row just like that. And as you can see here, there are no buttons here to put down the second row seats. If you don't get the executive seating package, you can do the same as I did in the Escalade-V, but unfortunately this is one drawback here. But nonetheless, I still think it's a great option to have in the middle. Now you still get a 120 plug here, and then you do get some storage underneath here. You just got to move this all-weather mat. So it gives you a little amount of storage down under here, but overall that's really it here for the back. This one has the all-weather mats here, which you still can get for the Escalade. But let me know what you guys think about the two back ends here. Which one do you like better? I know it's like something you probably don't really think about, but once you start utilizing these two vehicles, then you're like, oh, maybe I like one a little bit better. But that's it for the backs here. Let's take a look at those seats behind the driver and just quickly compare the two. Personally, I still like the Escalade back end a little bit better. I like the blacked out quad tipped exhaust tips on the V, but let me know what you guys think and we'll compare the back seats behind the driver. Just want to thank Applewood GM here in Mississauga, Ontario. Go see my boy Zach, he'll hook you up with a great deal. All right, so taking a look at the back seats behind the driver here on the Escalade-V, we'll start with the door panel. So again, you're going to get some soft touch here with some white stitching, some carbon fiber here, some brushed aluminum, and then that sheer gray color. There's a lot of combinations here on the door panel with the Escalade-V. As you can see, you've got your cheese grater speaker there, and then another one down here, Escalade there on the door sill. And then, like I mentioned before, these are manually adjusted seats. You still have a button here to put the seats down if needed. And then here are your seat adjustments to move them. Over here, you've got your climate control, so you've got your heated seats. You do have cup holders here as well. And then down below here, you do have your two HDMI's, two USB-C plugs with your 120. And then here's a look at that moonroof on the driver's side. Let's go over to the GMC Yukon and just quickly compare the two. All right, so hopping inside the GMC Yukon Denali Ultimate here, we'll start here. We've got this nice seat adjustment here. Again, this is an automatic seat. You've got your speakers there at the top of the headrest, your seat adjustments here as well. You've got your screens there, and then over here you do have your other screen to control your climate control, you know, and whatnot, your heat and ventilated seats back here, cup holders as well. And then over here on the door panel, all brown here with some real wood trim, and then the black here at the top. I honestly think I like this door panel a little bit better just because it only has like two combination of things. But let me know what you guys think about the texture of this one and the design compared with the Escalade. Now here you've got this massive cheese grater speaker with your Bose Performance name here at the front, Denali there on the door sill. And that's really it, guys. Let me know what you think. Now this is where things are gonna really differ. Let's go over to the Escalade and then take a look at that front seat, and then we'll come over to the GMC Yukon Denali Ultimate and we'll compare the two. All right, guys, so taking a look inside the Cadillac Escalade-V. We'll start with the door panel. Again, you're gonna get all these textures here, the sheer gray, this grayish texture here, carbon fiber, brushed aluminum, and then the black here at the top. I still think it looks really nice. It's just there's a lot going on. You've got your memory seating here. You've got your lock and unlock here with your window and mirror controls here, which is nice. It's like got this like black laminate look here. Just fingerprints will be obviously more noticeable on it. Now you've got your speaker here, and then you've got your Escalade there on the door sill. Here are your seat adjustments. Again, massaging seats, heated and ventilated, of course. You've got your speakers in the headrest, and then here's your sheer gray color on the seat. So the seats are very comfy, nice and plush. And then you've got that perforation here, as we can see. Now over here on the left side of the steering wheel, you have different modes here to control your drive modes. You can control your air suspension here. You've got your V logo there. You've got a trailer brake controller here, parking brake. And then down below here is more of that texture. And then this is where you open up the hood. I like the fact that they've given you brushed aluminum pedals there, and then you've got more storage down below there. Overall, I gotta say the interior here is really nice, a lot more chrome, and I would say it's got a lot more tech in a way. The steering wheel here, we'll get into, really nice leather wrapped. It is automatically adjusted via this button here, and then you also get a speaker here. But let's go over to the GMC Yukon and then just quickly compare the two interiors. All right, so taking a look at the GMC Yukon Denali Ultimate interior. We'll start with the door panel. So this one here has all brown with some black here at the top, and then you've got that real wood trim. Lock and unlock with your memory seating here. Window and mirror controls here, and then mirrors are power folding. Same with the Escalade. You've got your Bose Performance cheese grater speaker there with some storage. Denali here on the door sill, and then here's a look at what the seat looks like at the front. So you got that perforation here, speakers in the headrest, you got the Ultimate name there. So I would say there's a lot more going on in this seat compared to just the sheer gray in the Escalade. Now you have your seat adjustments here, heat and ventilated seats with massaging seats. Now over here on the left part of the steering wheel, you can see you've got a lot of buttons, which personally I like better than having everything integrated into the screen. Over here, you've got your different drive modes here. You can control your air suspension, 4x4 settings. It does have 4 auto, which is nice. This one here is your light control, so it's on auto right now, and then you've got a button to control your fog lights. You do have your trailer brake controller here, parking brake, and then this is also an automatic telescopic steering wheel. It is leather wrapped, which feels nice to the touch. It is automatically adjusted via this button here. Now, down below here, you do get aluminum pedals, but it's got this like brushed aluminum look that's a slate gray, which kind of goes around the whole Denali Ultimate look. So that's nice to know. But that's it. Before we hop in, guys, let's go over to the Escalade-V, go over the interior, and then we'll come back to the Yukon Denali Ultimate and compare the two, and then let me know what you guys think is the better option. So we are inside the Cadillac Escalade-V. We'll start with the steering wheel. It's a leather wrapped steering wheel here. We've got on the left side your buttons for your cruise control and your Super Cruise as well. Now you do have your forward collision alert button, and then you do have your heated steering wheel button there, and then you also have a V button, which will change the different settings here once you click it. If you want to enhance maybe your engine sound, all-wheel drive, or engine shift and whatnot. So that's pretty cool. Now on the right side is going to control your call hang up, call pickup, your volume and tuning. And then this here, you can cycle through your different gauges if you wish. You have an AR camera here, which is interesting. Driver assistance, and then you have your Google Maps, linear gauges, and then you have your radial gauges. So it depends on, what setting you want, but ton of different options. You have your metal paddles here at the back of the steering wheel, and then on the left side is your toggle for your wipers, and then this is your transmission select. This does have a heads-up display there, as we can see. You've got 8-pillar speakers, which look great in that nice brushed aluminum look. You've got soft touch here with another speaker here on the dash, and then you can have more carbon fiber with more brushed aluminum. Now, as you can probably notice, there's a lot of chrome and brushed aluminum around the Escalade, so that kind of enhances, in my opinion, a little bit more of the interior, design. Now, you do have a passenger screen, so you can hook up the HDMI down below, and you could probably hook up a Fire Stick and watch whatnot on there, which is pretty cool. Now, there's a lot going on over here with these two screens. This screen here will control your climate, and then some controls as well, like your light controls, your doors if you want to open them, your HUD adjustments as well. Now, it does have dual zone climate, heat and ventilated seats. You've got massage too, so I am going to put on roll. Let's do that. And then you can also do that for the passenger. Now over here, you can control where the climate is going. And then if you hit this button here, you've got different controls, and then you can hit park, it'll park itself. If you hit camera, the camera will go onto that screen. You can push these buttons down and then have other buttons. You only can open the glove box, which is weird in this screen. So once you click it, the glove box will open. Now, if you go into the door setting, this is really cool, honestly. You don't have to do this. You can control it in the settings there to turn it off. You can open the doors, and you guys can probably hear the sound of the car. It sounds incredible, and then you can close it. So that is one really cool party trick that you guys can do in this vehicle. And then you have your light controls too. And then again, this is a hotkey for your camera again. And then you have your lane keeping assist. A lot of stuff in here that I don't really want to bore you guys, but you kind of get the idea. Now this screen here is a touch screen, but you have the dial here to control if you want, and you have other hotkeys to go home. You can put your Google Maps on here too. So you can have it on both sides of the screen. You can have the car park itself. You've got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto in this still. It will be going away though soon for gas version of the Cadillacs. And then here's a dual screen purpose if you wish to have that on there. But overall, I like the dial here because when you're kind of, driving and your arm's just laying here, it's nice to control it instead of kind of leaning into the screen. You've got your date, time, and then you also have the degree of temperature inside there. But let me know what you guys think about the interior as a whole. I think there's a lot going on. I mean, I just quickly touched upon some of the things here. You've got your push button start here. Now, like I mentioned, you have a storage pocket here with some more carbon fiber in the center here, wireless charging pad here, 2 cup holders. This, you can turn the fan on or off quickly if you want, and then you have your auto hold button as well. And then here is your center console storage area. So you got Escalade there. You can open it up. This one does have the cooler. You can cool things in there. You got USB, USB-C plugs, and then you can push this to have the cooler on. And then up top here is that rear camera mirror, which you can have on or off. And then up top here, you have controls for your moonroof. You have controls here to put down the third passenger seats. So for example, if I push this button here, the third row seat will go down. So it's nice that you don't have to go all the way back there to do that. And it's just these 2 buttons here. You can control your tailgate, you got your light switches here, and then your OnStar. You also have your sun visors here as well. But this is essentially what the interior of the Escalade looks like. You can definitely tell it is very luxurious. I mean, you've got carbon fiber everywhere. You got some really nice chrome brushed aluminum pieces around it. It is a beautiful looking SUV inside and out. Now let's go over to the GMC Yukon Denali Ultimate and we'll compare the two. All right, guys, so we are inside the GMC Yukon Denali Ultimate here. So we'll start with the steering wheel, leather wrap steering wheel here. We've got the Denali name in the center here. On the left side is going to control your Super Cruise as well as your regular cruise control if you wish. And then over here on the right side is going to control, you got a heated steering wheel button, call hang up, call pickup, voice command, and music. Now this here, you can cycle through your different screens. So as we can also see here in the center, in the instrument cluster, it is not that big of a screen. Now you can get augmented reality on here and night vision, where in the Escalade, it had only the augmented reality. You can get night vision on there too. Honestly, do people use it? Probably not. I think it's just a cool thing to say you have. Now, the steering wheel does feel good. You've got your paddles there at the back, but you can also control your audio and volume on both sides. Now you have your toggle for your wipers on the left side, and then you have your transmission select. But as you can probably notice, this one here doesn't have any chrome pieces around it. I mean, just more luxurious than the Escalade. This one does have a heads-up display, but it is controlled in the screen, which unfortunately you have to do. But the top here is a hard touch, I would say. And again, I know this is nitpicking, but I wish it was like a nice soft touch. And I do wish they put like white stitching at the top, whereas they did over here, just to kind of make the contrast go a little bit more here. You do have speakers here on both A-pillars, but they aren't in that like nice stainless steel looking color. You do have a storage compartment up here, which is nice though. Then you've got the Ultimate name there on the side. And then over here, you have more wood trim with that lower glove box. Now, overall, I gotta say the interior of the GMC Yukon Denali Ultimate is not as, enhanced. You don't have that massive 55-inch display screen, but having said that, I think some people may enjoy this more than having all of that tech in that. I mean, they have pretty much similar things. It's just honestly going to depend whether you care more about having the engine in that one and more tech. But this is the vertical screen here. I like this because if you hit this button here, it gives you 3 settings here. So you've got your audio. You can change this, so you can put your trailering or whatnot, but it does give you your trip info. You can cycle through depending on what you want. You've got your maps and then your audio. So I like the fact that it gives you a little bit of everything. Now you can go to the home page and then scroll through different settings. Like you can have your audio on the whole screen or your maps. But as you can see, it's very intuitive. It's very quick. It's got a lot of great controls here too. You can control your heads-up display. You can control your blind spot. You can control your power assisted steps. It's got a lot of different controls, basically the same as what the Escalade would have, but it only has one screen as opposed to having 2 screens there. It does have your climate controls at the bottom here, but if you want to change more climate control features, you go into the climate setting and then you can control where the air goes and your temperatures and whatnot. Heated and ventilated seats, and it does have massaging seats. Now that is one thing to note in the Denali Ultimate is what you get, whereas if you get only the Denali, you don't have massaging seats. But let me know what you guys think about this layout. You have vents here on the side. It's a nice layout. I would say it navigates itself nicely into the screen here. Down below here, you have a nice laminate area to store things if you wish. You've got your wireless charging pad here, USB, USB-C plugs, cup holders, and then you've got some wood trim. I really like the layout here. I think it's nice. It's a little bit more simpler in this compared to the Escalade. Now, this is the party trick I wanted to show you guys. So not only do you have this really nice center console area with some white stitching, some nice perforation with the Ultimate name, this moves back. So if you push this button here, you can have this move back, and especially having the executive seating in the second row there, that is really nice to know. To have this move back so you can have access better to the screens and your cup holders if you want to put things, and then you get some more storage in here. So a lot of cool features with this, and then you do have storage underneath here. It's not as deep, but you know, you have the storage there if needed. And then you can obviously push this forward. So that is cool to have, just, you know, as a party trick for your second row passengers. Over here on the mirror, you do have that rear camera mirror that you can turn on or off. You got your OnStar controls, and then you do have the same here where you can put the third row seats up and down if you wish. So by pushing the button there, you can have the seats go up and down only on the third row, and then you can control your tailgate height, lights up, and then you have your sun visors as well. But it's pretty much it, guys, for the interior of the Denali Ultimate. Honestly, for me, it is a little bit of a tough choice. I personally like buttons compared to having everything into the screen. I mean, I would probably still go with the Escalade, honestly, for the interior look, but the Denali Ultimate is a really close contender for that purpose. I like the fact that it gives you more buttons as opposed to, like I said, having things in the screen, but I just think the layout of the Escalade is just more of a cool factor. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. Let's go outside, give you guys my final thoughts, and see which one you'd rather choose. So there you have it, guys, comparing a 2026 GMC Yukon Denali Ultimate against a 2026 Cadillac Escalade-V. I mean, the final verdict, I mean, for me, if money's no option, I am going with the Cadillac Escalade-V, no doubt in my mind. However, I still think the GMC Yukon Denali Ultimate is a great contender for a three-row SUV. I mean, it's a 70 grand price difference, but the GMC Yukon still carries a lot of the same features that the Escalade, as opposed to maybe the engine and some other, you know, kind of cosmetic things that people may just love more about the Escalade. But let me know in the comments which one you guys would choose. Again, it's an interesting head-to-head because the price difference is about $70,000 Canadian. But curious to know what you guys think. If you are curious about a GMC Yukon Denali Ultimate against just maybe a Sport Platinum Escalade, check out my review I did up here of that. That'll conclude this review, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.